Hey everyone, welcome back. This is the second episode of 7 Levels with Lionheart. I'm your host. You can call me Lion. I'm really excited. Our last episode went really well. I did a terrible job at recording the video and the audio, and that was all a mess. But I hope you guys still liked it. Had great conversations with Smarpy. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And I hope you guys have all stopped by Smarpy's Twitch streams. He's a really cool guy, really great content creator. So check him out. And with that being said, I'm super excited to announce our second guest, Vitamin Axion. Hey man, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hey man. How are you doing?
Good, man. So Vitamin Axion, what do you like me to call you? Vitamin Axion, Vitamin, what do you like?
Honestly, it's whatever's fastest. I think Vitamin is shorter than Vitamin Action. Some people call me Vita, so Vitamin probably is better.
Vita.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, sweet. Oh, wait, so is it actually Action?
Okay, well, let's do it. So my name, right? All right, here's the thing. My gamer tag for 100 years was Action with Roman numerals after. As I'd create a new game, like say an MMO, it'd be Action 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 6, I think.
Okay.
And then when I started streaming, I actually wanted Vitamin A, but that was already taken, probably from a Spanish content creator, because it sounds like Vitamina or something that. And so I was like, damn it, I'm stuck with Action again. So Vitamin Action is what it was. It was like a sort of action.
Oh man, I've been calling you Axion this whole time. Okay.
Oh dude, because it sounds like Axiom as well,
right.
Which is fine. Which I think that was probably, yo man, I've been using AXION since 2003, so I don't even know what, I think it just sounded cool or it looked cool, honestly. That's pretty much what it was. And so yeah, the only reason that's still at the end of my name is because it was my gamer tag before, but Vitamin was where I wanted to go, and Vitamin A specifically. But yeah.
Well, wow. Yeah.
There we go.
Well, cool. Now I know. Well, go ahead, since we're introducing, go ahead and take a second to tell us about yourself and your content.
All right, so Vitamin Action. I am I'll say a Canadian streamer. Regardless really what that means. I guess it just means that I'm farther north, so it's colder where I'm at. I stream twice a week because I work full time, and when I say full time, it's over full time. I mean like a maximo, to the very maximum amount of minutes I can every single moment of every single day. I stream mostly Nintendo games. I started with Pokemon Sword and Shield when it launched. That was my start point, because I wanted to share my experience coming back to Pokemon after so many years of not being able to play. And that went into Animal Crossing and many other. And so, yeah, once you start with Pokemon, you're stuck with Nintendo forever, because it's just it's that feel, it's that vibe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was such a wholesome experience. And that was the word that sort of came back around a lot at the beginning when I was streaming. But I like to say every single game, so it's gone on since then. But it's mostly Nintendo-ish content, and centered around me being an idiot pretending to be a professional gamer. That's essentially it. That's me being an idiot pretending to be a professional gamer, and that's it.
Well, I've ran some games with you. You're pretty dang good. So give yourself a little bit more credit. You're pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a great pretender.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the reasons because you and I just met maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
Yeah, officially, I think.
Pretty shortly.
Yeah, we met initially for a group stream, a Poke streamer Among Us match.
Right.
And then we sort of got to do some Pokemon Unite again. So whenever Pokemon Unite launched, that's when our adventure started.
Right. But let me tell you, one of the because I played with a lot of people that day. I wouldn't say I actively watch a lot of those people that we played with that day on Among Us, but I actually do actively watch you. So, and one of the reasons I think you're pretty awesome, pretty great streamer. Something that I think is so cool is I think you have the most unique stream room I've ever seen, and I think it's so cool. Look at you, look at everything you got going right now, and you were very versatile in what you can do. Sometimes you're standing up, sometimes you're in the background, sometimes you got your dog on the floor, sometimes you're throwing up cartoons on that back screen behind you, or other streamers and stuff like that. I think so much of that is really awesome. But when I was doing a deep dive on you the other day and really checking back on back, I noticed you used to no, you're fine. You used to you used to stream in green with a green screen
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
so what are the different like evolutions I would say that your stream has been through that have landed you to this awesome stream setup that you have?
Yo, I love this question. I'm so stoked on this question because it's going to allow me to chronologically dive again in what's going to be about 2 years. I
There you
started,
go.
whatever Pokemon Sword and Shield's been a month, so like 2 years of I will call it evolution. Let's stick with Pokemon words of
Mm,
evolution. Okay, so I'll go chronologically. First of all, I was in my living room, a whole other room, because that's where I gamed as a human being, right? Like as an adult and as
right.
an apartment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a sort of on the floor, the Rocker X gaming chairs. It's basically like a little rocker chair, like that, just right on the floor. So I had a little coffee table that I had a laptop on that was about eye level, but I was actually on the ground, and that's where the camera would be facing me. Now, first, my very first stream unboxing Pokemon Sword and Shield lasts like 15 minutes. This is not a stream. It's just whatever. Yeah, I'm sitting on the couch. Like I'm sitting on the couch. The laptop's like crotch level. And I'm just like, yo, I can't wait to have my Grookey baby. Anyway, and then after I was like, okay, I got to sit somewhere. So I'll sit on the ground in this chair with the laptop. And I think I quickly picked up a Logitech for C920 because it was, the streaming
Yeah, that's what I got
webcam.
right now.
And there we go. So I got that pretty quickly, and I had that on the laptop, and that was it. Um, and I figured that, and I actually had this giant Pikachu sitting on the couch behind me. So I was like lower on the ground, the couch is about higher up, and that was like, okay, cool, I got something, like, all right. And like, this is unreasonable. I cannot be like having my couch in the background. So like a minimum standard was getting a green screen, which is really cheap. It's like I still have it. That's why it's like on this wall here now.
Mm.
Um, um, yeah, just green screen stand that was basically in front of the couch, and I did that for a long time. The biggest issue was okay, so lighting. In I would start in the day when the light from the windows would come in, and then as the day would go, there'd be no more light. So it's progressively, I'd have to change settings as the day would go by, and man, I knew nothing, which is fine, but I knew nothing. Eventually, to compartmentalize the space in this very small apartment with my girlfriend, she wanted nothing to do with me spending 12 hours a day talking to a computer screen. Not, she doesn't know there's people on the other end, but like, you know what I mean? So she's like, get out of here. So I cleaned out this very small room, which at the time was really just a room with boxes, stuff that I'd never unpacked from previous moves and stuff like that. So we ended up jamming it all into like another room. Period. And it's a relatively small room. So the desk at that point was here. Okay. And for the longest time, this is with the setup. It was here, and my green screen would go diagonally across here, so I could get in and out the doors right here. Okay, it's a very small room, I promise. And like I had very little room, and that was great. I mean, it was cramped, but it's fine, right? And I like the green screen. I to this day prefer the green screen for a couple reasons, mainly because of overlay real estate, because then your camera, you can put it anywhere. You don't have a stupid box to deal with, and I hate dealing with the box. And for almost a year and some odd, I had a green screen, and I preferred it because I could literally put my camera anywhere, and it was kind of cool. I'd walk around, and like I'd really have the green screen as wide as possible. The other thing is, the second I got a desk, I wanted it to be a standing desk, a stand sitting desk, so like I can adjust it whenever I want. For for what it's worth, in real life, I'm a personal trainer and I deal with health. And I do think that posturally speaking, standing, sitting is the way to go. So every hour I have an alert that says stand up or sit down, which is huge, but hugely complicated because any kind of a setup needs to be mobile enough. So I got like wires yoinking out of stuff like sometimes. And like, as far as green screen is concerned, like when you get stuff figured out just right for lighting, the problem is, like, if it goes up, sometimes like the camera would go over the green screen. I'm like, ah, damn! So I have to figure crap out. Anyway, it was kind of a problem, and it still is to this day. But standing sitting desk is a big deal for me, and I've noticed that since I've done that, like honestly, long streams are way more bearable. I never want to stand up when that alarm rings, but it makes the difference with like lasting and dying over time. Um, and then what happened is a viewer, but also a real life friend, is who is my graphic designer and has been a client since like 2010 of mine. So for training and all things health, and she's vice versa. She's designed almost everything I have in my real life business, and we'll get into that if you want to later. But and most of my stream stuff, logos and whatnot. And anyway, Dream Gerda is her name in chat. If ever you grab her name, she said, you know what, like having a room behind you creates a link. Like it's like this is your personality,
Hmm.
this is who you are. Like that room, like people are curious, like what's in this guy's house, who
Yeah.
is this person, what do they got going. So I was like, that's a really good idea. It legitimately is, and I feel that as well, a little bit when watching some content creators. Like, oh, that's a little piece of their world over there. Like, and hopefully it's a flavor, a little bit of their interests, and it's not just generic. I don't know, whatever it could be. I don't care. It's not my thing. And green screens are totally fine as well. To this day, like I said, I prefer them almost because it's less distracting and easier for me to deal with an overlay. So I got this wall set up here, which is basically cardboard. That it's little cardboard things you glue on the wall. It's really cheap and it's really awesome. And I figured that because this wall is actually like the walls in this room are a disgusting blue green.
Mm.
I don't
Okay.
know who the hell wanted to paint that. So this covers blue green. That's
Okay.
why.
Yeah.
This is the TV we had in the living room. Put that on the wall. The wires I didn't conceal because I'm not allowed to dig into the gyprock because it's not my place. And
Mm.
that is the pièce de résistance. This glass case at this point is pretty. It overfloweth, but because viewers have sent me of their own accord articles that represent them, or just articles that are from them
I
to
love
put in
it.
there.
That's awesome.
That is the coolest thing I have ever experienced. Gaming, it's just it's a heart rent, not wrenching in a bad way, but
No, I get
it
it.
hits me
Yeah.
right in the feels.
Yeah.
Like I got like a shelf and a half of stuff that just I've received from clients, which clients, Jesus, I'm mixing work and streaming viewers, and it's the coolest damn thing. Like I to this day, like I can't, like so and the giant Pikachu is something I bought in 2016 when it was the Pokemon's 20th anniversary on Marketplace, Facebook, and what we have up here is equivalent of like Craigslist, I think,
Mm.
just basically a bunch of marketplace things. Like people are getting rid of a whole bunch of Pokemon stuff, like as though they didn't know it was the 20th anniversary. So I got like too much stuff, and I never had any use for Pikachu, but now he's watching over me, and he's also a sound dampener. That's really
Oh,
what it is. It's just for
perfect.
sound.
That's why he's up in that
Yeah,
corner. Got it.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, long-winded, but the evolution was from the floor to the room to the wall, and
No,
that's where it is.
I love it. That's a
And
great answer.
I
I've
yeah
actually always wondered about the box wall over there, so I'm glad you mentioned it because like
yeah
I've
yeah.
always been so
It's
I was like he surely that's not the wall, and so like yeah,
oh
so
god.
you put it up.
It's like I think it's called 3D wall art, or like they call all kinds of random stuff. And yeah, and it's my safe space, I guess. Oh, and the green screen is actually still on this wall. So this actual setup right now was so that I could do virtual reality and play Ring Fit online on stream.
Hmm.
So the green screen is hooked up to a rail that I can roll out and put away when I'm done, so that I'm not like always in a green world when I'm hanging out off stream. And there's a webcam. My C920 is now up there on the wall above the TV, pointing downwards. So when my dog happens to come walking in and he's lying on the floor behind me, I can have a green screen dog lying and sleeping that I could put wherever the hell I want on my overlay. And so best of both worlds now. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I love it.
Yeah. That's the
Well,
story for Thumper.
okay, thanks
Yeah.
for explaining it all to me. That actually wasn't part of the interview I planned for you, but I know that probably felt like an interview.
Don't
But
worry, dude. I am long-winded, and get ready to cut some crap out.
no, you're the perfect person for this. Then perfect. All right. Um, so we are here to play 7 levels. Let me explain the rules of 7 levels for you. Okay. Basically, I'm gonna ask you 7 questions, and each one is gonna get significantly deeper as we go. And when we're done talking about it, we're done talking about it, and we'll move on. And basically, it's just designed to really open up conversation around maybe things that haven't been talked about enough, that are rattling around in that brain of yours. And so I'm really excited. I think it's super fun, and I'm excited to hear what you have to talk about. So, do you think you're ready?
I'm equally excited, and I'm a little nervous, more because my brain is oh yeah. I've got just, I think it's a fair disclaimer. I do have small brain syndrome. Affects out of 1 in 10 Americans, and I'm Canadian, so imagine. So
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes the brain cells miss each other and like they don't make contact, and well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll
I'll do my
see.
best.
Okay, are you ready for level one?
I as ready as I'll ever be.
All right. I just actually decided to bump up the difficulty with you. So we're starting at level 7 and going to 14.
I am a pro gamer. I did say it earlier.
No. So level 1,
Yeah.
Vita. What is your favorite animal?
Oh man, easy. Dog, but not any dog. It's got to be like a big old dog, like a droopy, a big old boy, like specifically. Yeah, easy, easy.
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
I have a backup though. Backups are lions, and which is
Hey.
not because I'm streaming. I know, I know. I was like, damn it, I just made it. Yeah, I mean,
Well, it's funny.
100%.
Mine are
Like,
cheetahs, so it's not. So it's kind of weird, but
oh,
it's fine.
okay, I got you. I got you. I got the lions. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no lions for sure, for sure. I don't know. Maybe it's the zodiac sign thing. Maybe it's the Scott. My mom was born in Scotland.
Mm,
I got some red beard, whatever, right? So like I don't know. Maybe it's that. I just think they're big ass, cool ass cats. Maybe it's Lion King. I grew up on it back
yeah.
in the '90s. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Easily, for sure. Well, awesome. Okay. So, um, do you think there's something about big droopy dogs that you like personalize with yourself? Like why is it big droopy dogs? What do you see in yourself about a big dog, or is it something completely different?
Okay, so I think here it is. I think it's a complementary thing. I think it's either an anchor point or it's the opposite of what I see in myself. Maybe what I would aspire to. The dogs are sort of big droopy ones are calm generally. You know, very affectionate. That's what I have in mind anyway. Like just faithful, affectionate, uh consistently, yeah, consistently affectionate, let's just say, and just present and yeah, just nice, maybe like a pillar, right? Just to always be there. Like your
Mm,
dog's always gonna love you, and a big boy you can give hug and stuff like that. It's just, yeah, maybe that's something that does reflect a little bit on me in a lot of things that I do. At least the always be there part. Like I just, if I commit to something, I'll stick it out. Sometimes to like too long, and like to my detriment, or the things, the project, the entity, the relationship, whatever that means. It could be a job, could be whatever. But yeah, maybe that could be a thing. Maybe that's it. That sort of that's what I can relate to. But otherwise, it could be that sort of calming anchor point of like, don't worry, regardless what happens, like this base foundation of like, I'll say love, I guess, because that's what a dog sort of offers, is always there. Like regardless what's happening is elsewhere.
yeah, I love that
Yeah.
answer. I grew up with big dogs. I've never had a little dog, and yeah,
Yeah.
I think the words that come to mind hearing you talk about them is like, yeah, they're like guardians or sentinels. Like they're always there. You know what I mean? They're always
Yeah.
they're always good. But I'll tell you right now,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
me and Linus Hart, we have a 1-year-old who is a big dog, but he's not droopy yet. He's not calm yet, and he's just
Nope,
rascally. But I know you have a
not at
dog
one
though.
year.
You've mentioned your dog. What kind of dog do you have?
Uh, his name is Thumper. He is a big old mix. He sort of looks like he's got some Rottweiler in him, or I think it's a Bernese Mountain Dog, but with shorter. Doesn't have the long fur. A mix of all kinds of things, but he's got those colors to him. Actually, this is something that a viewer. Oh, that's not going to zoom in. I'll hold it here. This is his
Oh,
color scheme, regardless. Yeah, a viewer painted this and sent this. So nice.
that's incredible.
Um,
I love that.
yeah, and yeah, I don't know, just big old drooly boy. But same thing for like the first year, he was not a calm boy. He's a big old jerk. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, well, that is level 1. Congrats, man. That wasn't
All
too
right.
bad, right?
No, that felt good. That was
Okay.
nice.
You ready for level
Get to
2?
talk about dogs. I'm in. Yeah, I'm good. Let's go.
All right. Level 2. Do you have any siblings or are you an only child?
Oh, I have a sister, a younger sister, 4
Cool.
years younger. Yeah.
What kind of relationship do you guys have?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so a somewhat detached relationship in the sense that oh, let's do it. This is interview time. You ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for
I'm
level
here for
two?
it. I'm here for it.
So I moved out at the age of 16. My sister was then 12. So
Mm.
and then she moved out at 16 herself. So there's about 4 years in very important development years that we were not in contact. Like I just wasn't there anymore. And she kept dealing with that family situation herself and then moved out herself. So basically there was some serious developmental years where we were not brother and sister. Whatever. And then since then, adult life, right? So like just basically running our own stuff left and right. So I think we have a family bond. So she's my sister and I'm her brother, and we'll back each other up forever and whatever that means. Whenever we need each other, that's there. But we don't have a daily, weekly, monthly check-in or contact. So I think it's not better by any chance, but it is a testament to that family bond that is always there and very solid. But yeah, we're not super, super close regularly. She'll pop in on stream sometimes to troll me and call me a loser. And then she'll leave. I'm like, thanks. Have a good day.
Well, that's super interesting. You moved out at 16.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
I guess maybe like, was that common, or did you, because it's not common here. I mean, I live in the
No.
Midwest, like
No, no,
Oklahoma
no,
and
no.
stuff.
And this topic's totally on the table. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna say rough upbringing, like totally fine. Just not great affinity with my mother. My parents were separated when I was quite
Mm.
6 or something like that, quite young, and so I was raised by a single mom with stepdad, whatever. But the relationship I have with my mother, at least then, was very conflicting, and so at 16, she was moving farther north, and there was no high school in that area, so I wanted to finish my schooling, somewhere reasonable, not like a boony town school. So I moved out to stay with a friend at that point in time, and it was both of our decisions. Like it was cool. Like you go and I'll go. Cool.
Wow.
And yeah, and then like I said, 4 years later, same thing happened with my sister, but she had followed up there. So
Mm.
there's a lot to be said about a rough household when you're young and then having to do your own stuff a bit earlier in life. So no, it's not common whatsoever. Like I rented rooms in friends' basements from like 16 to, I'll say, 26 or something like that.
Oh,
Like so,
wow.
yeah, yeah, moving
Man,
around a lot, like a lot of
that's a huge decision
adaptation.
for a 16-year-old. Like, man,
Yeah, yeah,
I can't even imagine.
it's a lot of compartmentalization, and I'm gonna use that word a lot. That's like my favorite word, I think, just in the sense that like, what do I have to do right now? I'm gonna do that, because if I think about everything else that's going on, like, doesn't make any sense. Like, kind of a 16-year-old's got to think about finding an apartment and like figuring out how to eat and
Yeah.
stuff. So I got a job at McDonald's right away, which is really funny considering what I do now for a living. But and I worked like almost full time finishing up high school. So like I was going to bed doing the evening shifts and stuff like that. That just ruined my schooling experience. Like, let's be honest. And my beginning of, up here in Canada, we don't. So high school here in Canada finishes at grade 11. And then we have this sort of transitory system. Actually, not just Canada. This is in the Quebec, the French speaking part of Canada. We have this in between system between high school and university that's called CEGEP. It's like a baby college, basically. It's like an in
Okay.
between. You choose your classes, and teachers don't run after you. You got to do your own thing. So it's
Okay.
sort of like a transition.
Mm.
So when I did that sort of pre-college, what do you want to call it? Like I was working full time and stuff like that. So I almost flopped the crap out of that. Like yeah. So I mean, that's just what happens, right?
Mm.
And yeah, totally. It forced me to work full time way faster. There's that, and then move on to other stuff afterwards. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, doing 12-hour stream days is like not a big deal now.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing like 12-hour plus days of stuff like for a long time.
And man, look where you are now, dude. You're killing it. Nice job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. It's fun.
Um, well, awesome. That's level 2. Congratulations, man.
All right.
Yeah, you've done great so far. I've learned a lot about you already.
Yeah,
Um,
these are not topics we talk about on stream.
right.
This is why I think this is the greatest idea ever, by the way. I'm going to keep telling you this over and over again.
Oh, I
I love
appreciate
this.
it, man. I appreciate it. Maybe I'll have you back in a year and we'll see what's
Oh,
changed.
yes. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, 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 yeah. 13-hour stream days.
okay, third level. You ready?
Yeah, yeah, let's do it.
Who was your favorite teacher growing up?
Oh man, these are amazing questions. Oh, okay. Wow, this is not even something I've thought about for a while.
Or
So
maybe if
I'll
there's someone
talk
in
about the.
college, even. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Maybe if there's someone
Yeah,
in
yeah,
college that
yeah,
helps narrow it down or anything like that. So just any teacher you ever had.
yeah. So okay, so no, I'll stick with the growing up because I feel like I've had two phases of life already. Like I'm an old dude, like I'm 36, so like I feel like I'm like I've had almost two lives in me so far, like which is not old for but old in this world, right? Like
Yeah.
in content creation,
Oh
streaming,
yeah.
gaming. Anyway, so sorry to everyone out there that,
I
that's 37 plus, you know.
mean, I'm
Sorry to you guys,
30,
like
so I'm right
whatever.
behind you. I feel it. I feel it. So.
There you go. So early, there was a teacher. His name was Mr. Bellamy. He was our English teacher, but he was also responsible for a yearly event that was called the Jam Session, where students would do their own thing, get together, develop little bands to play covers, like a cover a per group sort of thing. So it's basically a music show, right? Like actual bands though, or maybe some people did some like singing over like a backing track, whatever Mariah Carey song was out, then some girl wanted to do some R&B, whatever. But like, so like back then I played I played trombone for like 5 years. So like and that back then there was this style of music called ska, which is like a rendition of reggae and punk rock. So like no one played horns, like everyone wanted to play guitars and stuff like that, and drums and whatnot. So like I got to play trombone for all these people. But this guy was like, if your behavior's not good, like in general school, you can't perform. Like, so
Mm,
that's it. It's not about grades or anything. It's just behavior, right?
mm.
And I was like, I don't know, man. Like too much energy, I guess. I don't know what it was, but I was just always up to no good. Like not bad, just like I'd moon someone in the hallway, and then happen like for whatever reason the principal would be passing there, and he'd be like, "Yo, man, I saw your ass. Like, get down." Like, oh damn it. Like I do nothing. Like I'm not bad stuff. Like it's not like I'd like I wouldn't do drugs or anything like that. I wouldn't like break property or anything. Just like general
Mischievous
tomfoolery. I don't
stuff.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Mischievous. Yeah. Like same I am now. Just like whatever. Just as a kid with more energy pushing limits. Just like saying anyway, whatever. So like I think that there was a year that like I didn't do it. I did it like I did that from most of high school every single year, and they needed someone to play like a horn instrument, like that would be me. And there's a year I didn't do it, and this guy was like, I think maybe one of the first true. I mean, I've had consequences as everyone has their whole life for any kind of stuff, but like that was maybe the first true incident where it was like, yo, like, but I've been practicing this. Everyone needs me to do this, and like I can't do it this year. What are you talking about? That like, what do you mean consequence? How could there an actually like no? And like it was one of the first instances of like your actions.
Mm.
There's consequence to your actions, and it was one of the first ones that really hit me. How's that? And I remember that to this day. But he was such a cool guy. That's the problem. So like when this guy was like disappointed, I was like, oh my god, like what
Oh
have I
yeah.
done? Like this one coolest teacher, nicest guy was like, Jonathan, you. Oh Jesus, I gave my name. Cut that out. I'll start again. Oh, actually, I don't
I
care. My name is
can. No, I
Jonathan.
definitely can.
There you go. No, no, it's good. There's 7 levels. There's level 3. You got my first name. I really don't care. Like my name's all over the internet because I'm so famous. No,
Uh,
just because I literally built up a brand for my own business. So
oh,
like
that's right.
it's not difficult to find out what I do. Like it's not fine. It's not
Well,
difficult to find my name. I don't care.
my name's Ethan, so it's nice to meet you. So.
There you go. What's up? Nice to meet you officially. 3 levels deep.
There
There.
we go.
Hey man.
That's all it
It's like
takes.
Jonathan. I'm so disappointed in you. Like, and I'm like, "Ugh." So yeah, I just remember that to this day. Like disappointing, like a cool guy, a cool teacher. That's it. Yeah, and nothing to do with his teaching skills though. Sorry. Well,
No,
I guess yeah.
I
I guess
mean,
yeah. That's a lesson.
yeah. So I mean, so my favorite teacher growing up was Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World, and so
Oh,
yeah, he hardly ever is
I mean,
like
that's nice.
teaching them the curriculum. That's obviously his like day job, but he's definitely much more worried about teaching them their life. So it's
Yes.
like I think that is really what makes a good teacher.
Yes.
I love Boy Meets World. It's my favorite show, but
Oh
uh,
yeah, that was great. Don't remember a damn thing about it other than his hair. That's it. But yeah, his forehead.
so let me ask you though, like, what do you think it is about personal interest over authority figures? Like, why? Like, why do you think that holds much more weight when the disappointment is the same thing? Why? Like, what do you think the real bridge between the heavier weight is if you are really interested in the person who's disappointed in you?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to like sort of maybe ask you to reformulate the question, but I'll just see if I've understood because I'll go backwards. Theoretically, I have blatant objection to authority as a human being, and I
Mm-hmm.
have for almost my entire, you know, half life or 20 life. So I don't really care. I guess I don't really care what authority thinks of me. That's for sure. So maybe it's just more because I didn't consider this man an authority. And that's kind of true though, because a lot of the times, like we would just be laughing, like because someone would say a stupid joke in class, and we just couldn't stop laughing. He was just such a nice guy, just let us laugh and like disrupt the class. And I think that's what it was. Maybe it's because this one man who is in fact an authoritarian. Maybe yeah, that's it. Because like he actually had control over like whether or not I was going to perform in this thing or not. But he was so cool and allowed us to do things. So maybe that's what it was because he was so understanding and so not authoritative, though he could have been because he was a teacher of a class and all that stuff. That letting him down was like, yo, like he was letting me do my thing, and like I messed up, like oof, like you know what I mean. The guy who's the most tolerant person like is now disappointed in me. Like damn it, like what kind of crap have I done now? You know.
Yeah.
So I maybe that's what it is. I don't know if that answers your question. You could throw it at me again, and it'd be my pleasure
Well,
to
that's
give it another
definitely
shot.
a better answer than I was looking for. That was a tough question I was asking.
Oh, give me
Like,
1 second, dude. I don't
oh,
even know what happened. My
sure.
phone. That's super. Technical difficulties are actually, you know what? I can't even hear you right now, so I'm just talking like an idiot. But technical difficulties are like basically commonplace on stream with me because of how little time I have to set everything up. So this is on brand, 100%. And I think I'm back.
Testing. Hello, hello,
Let's
hello.
see. Yeah, I'm good. I can hear you.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Honestly, you talked through that whole thing, so I'll probably just like leave that in there. Like you're
There you
still
go.
explaining yourself. So,
Pro
but
gamer. Yeah.
um, okay. Well, that is the first three levels of 7 levels.
Okay. Yeah, we
If you,
covered a lot.
yeah,
I'm killing.
yeah,
I'm
you're
just
doing
saying.
great. You
I'm
really are
doing
doing
good.
great. And this is your halfway marker. If you answer this one, you're halfway.
Okay. All
So,
right.
um, level 4. Are you ready for level 4?
I am. All right, just getting comfy. I'm good. I'm good. I'm like this is like I said earlier. I don't think I said it earlier, but anyway, vitamin unplugged. I got the fire going. Got
Yeah,
my green tea here.
it's
Got
so
my
great.
nice,
Your
nice
your
sweater. I even
aesthetic
have
is
a
a
hat
whole
on
vibe
today,
right
dude.
now. It's a whole
Oh,
vibe.
oh yeah. I have a hat on. Like, let's be honest. This is something I didn't even say. I always wear hats. And not just like I always wear hats. I do my best to have a thematic hat per the game I'm playing. The most I can. I've got sort of like a generic hat that like a Mario baseball cap that has VA 2020 on the side that I got in the mail from I don't know who. It's sent to a mailing address that I have people mail stuff to, so it's like my office, so it's not like my house.
Oh, cool.
But otherwise, I always have hats. And today, no hat, dude. That's how casual and comfortable and relaxed I am right now.
So I actually noticed that. I was gonna ask you if you got a haircut for today, or is that just what you
I
rock? Uh,
Oh, yo, dude, I left home at 16 years old. I've been cutting my hair since I was 16 years old.
wow, that's
Yeah,
incredible. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Well, you're pretty good at that.
Yeah, so
If you ever, if your other business ever crashes, you know what you default to.
I do boy haircuts, like really stupid, simple boy haircuts.
I know my
That's
way
it.
around some clippers. That'll work. So,
That's literally it. Yeah.
all right,
There you go.
Vita, fourth level. Sorry, we're gonna get things are gonna get a little bit deeper. You're gonna start feeling it here. Okay. So,
All right.
I've known you're a personal trainer, and so I'm glad you said it. So this won't be awkward if you didn't want to talk about it. But
No, we're good. Yeah.
I was really curious about how you compartmentalize. There's your word.
Mm-hmm.
The efforts and the discipline you have on yourself with the efforts and disciplines that you expect from your clients.
Okay. That's okay. You want me to go?
Yeah, all you.
Okay. So that's an amazing that's basically been so I've been a personal trainer since 2008. So at the time of recording, that is 13 years. I've been good at it since 2010. So that's been 11 years. And I was officially on my own. So my own business when I launched my I don't care. Business name is Allard Fitness. Okay. Google it. find a bunch of pictures of me looking all muscly. It's all fine. Um, it's fine. Or Bing it, Microsoft Bing, superior search engine by far. That's channel meme. Whatever. Moving on. Um, since 2012-ish, 13 was when I officially started my own thing. No longer working for any big chain gym, just me in an office and clients coming to see me, and sometimes seeing them in private gyms for sessions and whatnot. Most of what I do and most of what I've done is nutrition consultation and coaching, with a side of naturopathy. So I guess that's just like, understanding hormones and how the body functions behind that and making that work. So not a big deal. I fell in love with exercise the first time ish I tried it in 2007, which is a long time ago, but I was about 23 years old. I was fed up of being a scrawny boy and just didn't really like what was going on with my body. And I said, let's do something. And I noticed that how fast whatever the body changes when you start working on it was so rewarding. Like if I put an hour in, I literally have a reward. Whereas at that point in time, I would work and I wouldn't feel better with all the time I spent working. Like, so I was like, why? So this thing, I put time in and I get something out of it immediately. Like it's a 1-to-1 ratio of investment reward. And I was like, this is perfect. And I was still working at McDonald's at the time. So it'd been 6 years I was there, by the way. Um,
Wow.
so let's do certifications and learn more and do it. And then, after I do 2 or 3 a year, and that's been basically the pattern up until COVID. I've invested the same as I would invest in a university degree every year, in certifications, seminars, talks, traveling to go, to intern with people and whatnot. So it's just basically been my life up until Pokemon Sword and Shield and streaming, and I'll get to that. So I've always been proud to walk the talk. So at least do the thing. And early on in my career, a very, very smart teacher said that anyone that coaches nutrition should be able to teach naked. And what that just means is uh, you should be able to look the part, whatever, whatever degree, it doesn't matter. And that, true or false, knowledge is knowledge, and people pay for knowledge, or people want knowledge. Whether,
Mhm.
you look
Yeah.
at stuff on the article on the internet, you don't know what the person looks like. If the information's valid and good, good. But for what it's worth, it's good practice, and you can go to sleep at night saying that if I'm asking people to make some sacrifices or changes, then I need to know that they're doable. And to be a proper coach, I think that to be a proper coach, you do need to have lived the experience, or at least know what the experience feels like, however the heck you go about getting that information. So from 2007 to about 2018-ish or 19 or whatever, I was pretty much all in, off and on, living about the 80-20 rule, 80% on and 20% doing stuff like whatever, pizza and stuff like that, and just doing it. And that has been truly the anchor to building that. Okay, like building clientele and having clientele that trust me, and et cetera, et cetera. So the issue is between COVID and streaming. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I am and okay, between COVID, streaming, and then it's coming up to a year that I signed up to do a computer science degree to learn to become a computer programmer and coder. So that's taking about 20 hours a week. So between all these things, like for real, my mental space is not. I'm not able to sacrifice some moments of comfort as much as I was before. All right. Moments of it's delayed gratification. With everything that I've got going on in a week, it's difficult for me to delay gratification sometimes because I need to relax and not necessarily fight. But that being said, to properly answer your question and actually address this topic, it is allowing me, and it always has. Like, I've been a human being. I told you I worked at McDonald's for 6 years. I know what it is. It tastes delicious, and I ate the crap out of that for 6 years straight. Like, I'm not an idiot. When I work with people that like to eat food because it tastes good in their mouth, and I'm like, well, you should eat this because it'll help you reach your goals. Like, I'm not an idiot. I know that that crap tastes good, and I know it's hard to say no to it. And that this has served me my entire career. But since being literally swamped with projects and goals and stuff like that, um, I have a better understanding now more than ever of what it is to be swamped, but still want to work on your health. But like, I really know what it is. I don't have children, but that would be the next level of like, holy crap, I don't have a minute to myself sort of thing. So it has helped me be more compassionate with clients. But I will have to say that personally, this at this current moment that you're asking me the question, and at least for the past year and a half since I started streaming and having my head split into that direction, that is, I'm not gonna lie, the gaming community and the streaming community has zero. It's from my experience reading and seeing everybody and living it, there is zero investment in health. That is the last topic of conversation. If you're not talking about wanting to eat chicken nuggets every single moment that you're talking about food, you're not in. Like it's tough. So I've brought some elements to it, and like the standing sitting desk, like the water goal, and I always make sure to have shakes and stuff when I stream. But I'm going to bed way later on those days than I would have ever gone to bed, and I'm spending time thinking and planning and than I would have before, and everything that, and I'm spending time with people that like to eat chocolate and and all the other stuff. So that has an impact on you. So I still do my job, and I like to think I still do it the same way I did it before, still do it well. um but I'm not gonna lie, at the current moment that you asked that question, I am at odds with myself. I am not walking the talk as I have for the past whatever 10 years of career. um and that's something that's actually affecting me right now when we're talking, not just at this very second, but like recently in my life. It's actually something that I'm struggling with personally. And actually, before we started recording, you asked me the question how I've been, and I said that I'm currently in a better place because I've recently in my mind placed each category with its finite limitations per the amount of energy I can actually expend on them, and it's reduced my stress levels quite a bit. And I'm starting to be able to make more sacrifices in the nutrition and reward world, which is just good for my body. I've never stopped exercising. I've exercised less because when you go to bed at 4 in the morning after a stream, you're not going to wake up at 7:30 to work out. At least I won't. I just won't do it. I'd like to, but yeah. So like I'm starting to set things up, and I'm able to make a bit more sacrifices. So it's kind of a really good question you're asking, because I'm feeling like in the next couple weeks or months, I'm going to get in much better shape than I have been for the last year or so, and that's going to be something interesting for my own personal development and the Vitamin Action content creation world, just for the sake of seeing like, yo, this guy's getting in better shape. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
That's a really long-winded answer, dude.
No, I mean, I love it. I love that answer. There's so much to think about too. Like, I I have really struggled recently, and now it's more important than any time for me because I'm about to start a family, and um, my all the men on my side of the family are big. We're just big, and right now I'm the skinniest, and
Okay.
I'm like 225, but like we all have these big honking chest, and we some thick old legs, and it's very, I mean, I know the body is very manipulatable, but at the end of the day, there is a preset that it's like what your body will default to, like relatively based off of your like dietary habits and like with the culture you grew up in. So like,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
my family put butter in everything. We ate red meat all the time, and so like even whenever I was playing soccer, I was 190, and I was looking good I looked good at 190. All right.
Yeah, that's still like 35 pounds lighter than you are now, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah. So that's a huge change. Yeah.
yeah, well, so that was my athletic prime. I could sprint, like 100 yards in, like, I wasn't like an Olympic athlete. I wasn't like a like, but I was fast, dude. And I think, but now that I'm like 30, I'm about to start a family, and I have all this idea, because I've always been like, okay, I'm gonna break this trend for my family. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be the generation of my family that stopped being this thing that is very like it. Man, I went to my grandpa's funeral like a year ago, and it's just like they all had the same body. Every male in my family had like the same body.
Okay.
I was like, all right, there's my destiny, unless I like do something about it, right? But for
Yeah,
some
yeah.
reason, this season in my life has been so difficult to I go to the gym and work in a way that I feel fulfilled enough that I want to go back again, because
Oh, okay.
it's so strange, like mentally, like what you were talking about, like the efforts that you can do, and then like settle with the change that you can't, like past that, right?
Yeah,
um
yeah.
I know that I need to eat healthier, which I have been working on. I did okay this week. But in the gym, the efforts I want to do that make me feel fulfilled, which is pick up this big freaking weight, move it a lot, put it down, fill the head rush, fill all that. I want to do that, but then I'm like, I need to go on that stair stepper, or I need to go on the elliptical. I need to lift a lot lighter for a lot longer and make it a whole lot more
Oh, okay. So if you want to,
aerobic.
probably not. Like if you want to unpack like the strategies to accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish from at least an exercise point of view, probably not. You could marry what you like um with the goal. You don't necessarily have to do, like, say example, other cardio machines, or go lighter necessarily. There's ways of using say heavier ish whatever weights to accomplish the goal of weight loss, and using, they're called timed sets or stuff like that, whatever. But there are strategies to that. So you don't, I think one thing that I've noticed is you don't have to, okay, 100% of the time, if a client likes what they're doing, exercise wise, they'll do it more and have more results, period. Okay.
Mm.
So versus someone that says, I have to change to do this because no. They're either going to do it less well, so less invested, less hard, less whatever,
Oh,
or
100%.
stop eventually,
Yeah.
like skip a session. And that's even worse. So I don't think so. Usually in my, so let's say my expert opinion, it's
You're a professional, so.
train how, well, I mean, I do it for a living, so I guess so, yeah, right. I still have trouble, attributing that title, but my clients do, so they must be onto something. So um you train hard the way that you like to train, so you do it more, but you're gonna have to change how you eat. Like that's really what it is, especially
100%.
if you're
Yeah.
talking about fighting genetics and how your body may have been, I don't want to say mistreated because it's so hard, but how it adapted to early life
Yeah.
food
It's the
and
way I was
habits.
raised. Yeah. I was raised
Yeah.
like that. So, which,
Yeah. So like if you're going to have to change that now.
it,
And change is a very scary word, but it could be a baby step, and small changes become big changes over time. So like yeah, and if ever you want, you can just write me, man. Like pick my brain. Like just say, yo, should I do this? And I'll be like, no, or like yes, or or I'll elaborate. Like feel free, like delegate the task. I think from what I've understood, whenever we've spoken about exercise, or you've spoken about exercise, you manage it yourself, which is fine, and that's totally good. But
yeah,
then
I've
it
never had a
becomes always a
trainer.
guessing game. But yeah, you're always going to be questioning yourself or modifying things because you're the one who came up with that. So you could be the same person that says, "Yeah, maybe that's not so great." So that's fine, but so long as you're doing a thing and you're doing consistently. So feel usually when I work with clients, especially men that are self-sufficient, or they manage their own stuff, you probably shouldn't switch to like a full coach, but feel free to like pick a human's brain as opposed to your own, or just an article or something you read on the internet. Like just feel free to, like, yeah, just poke me, and if the question is beyond scope, then we'll take a moment for a call or something like that. But like if it's something that can actually be just pick my brain, delegate the task. I mean, that's true for anything, right?
Mm.
If at some point you got to delegate a task, especially for something that's got to be on a certain autopilot, like exercise. You just got to do it, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you have to come up with the same games you want to play on stream. Oh my god, that'd be so stupid.
Yeah.
Like you have to make them. Like it'd be so bad. Like
Yeah.
it's just like you'd be like, this isn't that great. Sorry guys, I'll
We'll try
stop it
something
for tonight.
else. Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be the worst, right? Like,
Well, I
yeah.
appreciate it. I didn't mean
It's the
to
same thing.
derail us so hard into like the
No,
fitness
no,
world
dude.
like that, but
Not
yeah.
at all. It's 50 hours of my week is that. So like it's more what I am. I mean, it's weird sitting in this office in this chair with this camera, these lights, well, actually I don't use this microphone when I stream, but but uh it doesn't feel that way. But in my 50 hours a week, this is what I do. So these topics are commonplace, and for the past many years. Yeah.
Well, I actually am going to Well, congratulations. That's level 4. You did great. You're officially halfway through. Like you accomplished halfway. Um,
Yeah.
I am going to actually use that question to. I'm changing your fifth question is basically what I'm telling you because
Oh,
you
nice.
brought up a thing that I really want to ask you.
Let's do
So
it.
I
Oh, this is exciting.
I don't know where this falls on the depth range. Like maybe this should be the seventh, but it just segues way too well to. So we got to do it now. But we're talking
Okay. Oh
about.
shoot! It could be a seventh. Are you telling me this is round 5, but it could be a 7?
I think it's gonna be pretty deep. Yeah, I think yeah. So
Okay.
basically, you have so far talked about themes like work ethic, compartmentalization, and we just talked about fulfillment and the process, right? We talked about all these things, and you've told me that your life has flowed to where you are now, but it sounds
Mm.
like you're gonna have a decision to make here in a while, because there's only 24 hours in a day, and I don't know when that time will come for you, but I'm wondering how you're gonna process the change in your own life when your doors open up after you finish school. So,
Oh yeah.
so when you finish school, what are you going to begin to how are you going to process the prioritizing what gets your open time slots? What do you
I
do?
love this. This is so good, dude. You're asking me the questions that I need to be asking myself, and I have been, and that I will have to.
Right,
Um,
it's coming.
this is good.
It's coming.
Yo, man. This is Papa Lionheart stepping up here. Goddamn. This is good. Okay, so um I'm okay, so my experience in my life has been that you can plan stuff, but plan obviously, so but there's a lot of curveballs that are thrown. There's stuff you can plan that in reality doesn't really work or anything like that. Especially when you're trying to fill all your time, so whatever that means, but like especially when you fill all your time. So my plan when I finish school, I have to the contract with the current school I'm doing places me in a job for, and I have to stay there for at least, I think it's 6 or 7 months. So there's that. Like I'm gonna have a full-time job, uh, working in some sort of computer programming capacity, which is great. That's great, right? Like right out the gate, get some experience, and that's great. I probably won't want to stay in that job because I'm expecting it to be crappy if they're placing me in it. It's got to be like one of those jobs no one wants. So like whatever. Um, but that will be the first time I have a stable whatever. I don't know. I'm expecting it to be a job that someone else is paying me, and like I just have to show up and do the work, versus I've had to have my own clients and make my own schedule, and if I'm not with a client, I'm not getting paid, or whatever that means.
Hmm.
So that's actually gonna be a relief. Like from a stress point of view, that will be a bit of a relief. I'm
Hmm.
not quitting the personal training, nutrition consultation, all that stuff. I'm gonna downsize it. I'm gonna work with the clients I want to work with and not just with anyone. So it's not gonna be so much like, oh, we got another appointment today, or I got a book, when are you available. It's more like I'm going to vet clients, which is what you're supposed to do at my level. When you've been doing something for more than 10 years, you're considered a master of your thing, assuming you've been doing it well. And the thing that people do in my industry is they vet the clients before actually taking them on. They interview them. It's not the other way around.
Hmm.
I mean, it goes both ways. And so that's something I'm going to start doing. I'll work with the people the people. I'm not talking about their goals, what they look like, how they act, just the personality of the person
Right.
that is most compatible and positive and good for both me and this person, right?
That's cool.
I'm gonna do less, that's for sure. The streaming, my goal with streaming at that point will be to open up my schedule a little bit more. I won't necessarily have to do or be able to do the on Fridays. I like start at like somewhere between 10 and noon, and I end whenever. Like I'm not gonna be able to do that because I'll have a fuller week, but I want to be able to be more present, and that's my goal. Having delegated the task of managing my finances, not
Hmm.
no longer having to just be my own businessman, whatever that means. Um, my goal is to pepper content creation a little bit more often, so not so much condensed. Right now, the way it works is I work Sundays through Thursdays. Sunday, I coach a group class in the morning, and I take care of my client email programs, all that stuff. I batch all that stuff in the PM in the afternoon. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I work 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I don't exist. That's my stuff, and then Thursday I work 9 to 5, and then I stream Thursday night, and I stream all Friday, and Saturday I'm a human being with my partner
Hmm.
and any other social life, and then we repeat. So having something a bit more stable in there for work wise that isn't obviously 12-hour days will allow me to pepper in the stuff I want to pepper in. Um, so I'm seeing it as something that will be more freeing, possibly.
Mm.
I'm trying to manage my expectations because I know that at that point I'm still going to be pretty freaking busy. If I'm doing everything I want to do, every day is going to have something. But I'm expecting it from a mental point of view to be somewhat lighter. So that's my goal. That's my goal. And I'm thinking I'll be healthier as well. Studying in something and working in something is a lot different. Studying right now is it seems way harder than anything
Mm.
I'm currently doing because I'm
Mm.
trying to learn something. Obviously I don't know it, so like it's when you're tired, you've had a long week, but like the show must go on. Like I got to keep cramming this crap in my brain. I got an exam coming up in 2 weeks. Like I haven't been a student in so long, dude. It's insane. So like I'm feeling I'm hoping it's gonna be better, more balanced. Maybe enforce a balance, maybe impose a certain amount
Mm.
balance. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's awesome. Cool. I'm excited for you because I think
Dude, it's gonna be crazy.
if you keep that mindset, you're gonna have some really awesome like fruit from that. So like
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be that'll be cool, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I asked you that. Congratulations. That's the fifth level. You've got two more levels
Okay.
left. Okay. For the sixth level question, again, this one might not be as deep, or maybe I got lucky and I got a deep one, but as that last question, because that last one just kind of came to me. It's like, oh, I gotta ask him this one. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this sixth level question again revolves around your life, and it makes a lot of sense to ask you this since you are in the training of people's bodies and also their minds in a way,
Right.
right? It's
Right.
both. So I wanted to ask you if there's a time in your life where you have felt insecure, but also uncontrollable of that insecurity. So like everyone goes through shallow insecurities, right? From day to day, everyone's worried about little things. But has there ever
Yeah.
been something that at such a drastic point in your mind that you're like, I can't do anything about this?
Okay. Yeah, straight up, streaming has brought that to me. Like I'm not
Oh,
even lying.
oh
Like
yeah.
every single week, multiple times in a week, I get like like sharp blasts of uh I guess a flavor of I'm not good enough, and because I maybe I can't be good enough. I can't do this like someone else can, or I think I'm trying to do this and it's not working. And this is super vague, right? But like um and that partly because of the time I can invest in preparing for streams and creating content outside of streams and making the streams as full and as crazy as I can make them. I wish I could make them, but seeing it's not jealousy, but just seeing growth and I mean in other people, seeing growth in other people and other people's content and being like, damn, like I can't do that, like or I wish I could, or I think I could do that but I can't right now. But I'm spending all this time. I'm okay, like unless this isn't clear for either maybe for you or for anyone else, I'm sure it's clear for you,
I'm
but you
tracking.
could
Yeah.
stream a certain amount of hours, but you spend a lot of time off stream and off content creation just thinking about it, or looking up stuff that to do, or just thinking about it is huge, right? Like that's a lot of time, like that you're not thinking about other stuff. My brain it has been on stream morning to night, even if I'm working in other things. Like that compartmentalization is not there. I'll see something like on my phone and I'll be like, oh damn, like I got to stay up to date with this information. Like example, staying up to date with information, like that's insane. Like I can't be as fast as someone else. I can't even make a post as fast as someone else, like, or whatever that means. And that's zero or small effort. Like, and I'm not even live till like this is not even relevant anymore or whatever, you know. So that sense of helplessness, or just, I don't even know if helplessness is the right word, but I can feel that for streaming, and I am able to rein it in as this is fun time with fun people, and I just have to like a mantra, just like sort of repeat that, until it is true. When everything goes on, it's true. It's just like sometimes there's a lot of those feelings of like, damn, like what am I doing? Should I even be here? Like what? Like there's so many other people. Like what am I doing?
Yeah,
And yeah, just like very human. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I really appreciate your honesty on that one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely, I don't, I don't think there's a way out of it, because like I understand the uncontrollable issue of it, because you, even if you're doing it healthily, you have to criticize yourself to get better. But
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's like such a slippery
Yeah.
slope going from
Yeah.
I should change this, I should work on this, this would be really good, to dang it, Vita had a really good idea, like man, what do I do about it? Like what, like I can't, so it's like
We
it's
copying others. Yeah. What are we
yeah,
doing? Yeah.
yeah, and then you have
And
to battle the whole I guess the way mine expresses is because I have that same thing that you're talking about. Like I'm just like, man, I worked that last phase of streaming I did with the gym challenge. I put a
right.
lot of time and effort because I had to, like, I made most of those mons. I trained them myself. I put them in my own strategy, my own work, and then like it had a lot of fruition. Like I mean, sorry, I had a lot of fruitfulness like come out of it to where I would, and some of that showed in my viewership. Like I was getting up to like 20 and 30 viewers, which yeah, sorry YouTube, I'm not a big Twitch streamer. I'm just like I'm it's because especially now that like I had to take a break from that because my summer was crazy. I took a new job, and a whole
Yeah.
lot of stuff started happening, so I couldn't do that anymore. And man, boom, it plummeted. My viewership plummeted. Now all of a sudden I'm in that comparison trap. It was like I was only worth that gym challenge I was doing. Like,
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like
okay.
that's such like
Yeah.
a,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so that's how mine expresses itself in my like self-doubt, is very much
Yeah.
like
There it is.
that was all you had going for you. Now look at you. And
You,
so
that's the word, and I think that's maybe how I answer the question. It's more about self doubt
mm,
than maybe helplessness, um, which ends up making you helpless, right? The self doubt. But
mm,
the thing is, the reason I'm comfortable even sharing this is because massive, or massive, whatever scale of massive, full-time content creators feel the same thing. Like
right.
they're like burnout apparently, and like 3-4 hour night sleeps is like par for the course. I'm like, wait a second, like what the hell? Like I just spent 10 years like building a life for myself and other people that counters that entirely. So like, wait a second, like what? It's got to be able to be done another way. But you see every week another person saying like, I got to take some time off stream. Here's my like a hiatus for a certain amount of time. Like I love you guys. I'll be back whenever. I'm like, Jesus, like this person had like a massive amount of viewership and seemed super awesome and positive. What's going on? Like,
Yeah.
um, so it should reassure me. It should be like, well, okay, well, if I don't have all my eggs in that one basket, it should be better. But at the same time, like, oh, I mean, I didn't say this, but this ridiculous room I have here just basically is an example of if I do something, I tend to go all in. So uh, like I couldn't just have blinds up. I had to have a fat Yoshi, like
With Christmas
hanging off.
lights
Anyway,
and yeah.
yeah, with Christmas lights, the twinkling. So basically, like if I do something, I go all in. I'm like wholly invested as a person. So that costs a lot. That has a high cost, and I think that's the only way to do anything truly. You actually asked me that question. Was it you? Anyway, someone asked me the question, do you think that to accomplish a goal, you need to be wholly like 100% all in or something like that? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I don't think it was you. I don't know who it was. Oh, no, sorry, dude. I'm such an idiot. I was literally a client this past week. I'll reformulate that. A client just asked me that this past week. He said, yeah, do you think to do something like that, like to become the world's, whatever, biggest bodybuilder or strongest power lifter or whatever? Yeah, you have to have nothing else going on, like theoretically, but that costs quite a bit, right? If you have nothing else going on, then including your health might not be going on, right? So I think that
Right.
there's something that like maybe a personal challenge to be like, okay, I'm going to do the thing, but I'm going to do the thing and have other things in my life work well too. Like for example, you just got engaged. So that means that the relationship sphere of your life is going great, and that's at least good enough. It's going good enough. Good for you. So like, can I do this and have this and be that person? And like, as opposed to be like, I'm the best in this one thing here, which is great. Um, but you have to understand that other things will not go so great. So if you feel that, like, say I like your gym challenge example. I had sort of the same thing when I was hosting giveaways for like an Pokemon dens were hacked dens essentially, or whatever
Hmm.
they were. Well, not cheese dens, and then
Yep.
an Animal Crossing island. When Animal Crossing exploded into the world, I just hopped into it because I started on Animal Crossing because I loved it back in the GameCube days, and it's just a great vibe. But I found a way to, I didn't invent anything, but basically put items on the island for people to pick up. So we had traction, and I'm talking like I had been streaming for 6 months and I already hit partner goals, which didn't make any sense. Like, who the hell is this kid? Like, so, like, it was ridiculous. I applied, but it didn't count anyways because it was like, obviously it didn't, it wasn't long enough. And when I decided that like this isn't gaming and this didn't actually, like, it's cool, like week after week of hosting an island with tons of items, that asking viewers what they want every week and taking time to, whatever, code that. It was huge, like massive numbers, like close to 100 viewers every single stream. It was huge. It was such a great feeling. But it wasn't playing games. It wasn't like what I wanted. And the whole point of streaming for me is the time that I get to play games and share my experience with other people. So when I dialed that back, it cut down immediately to half, like 50%. And this was last summer, 2020, and I was like, oh my god, like, who am I, like, what the hell? And since then it's dialed back a little bit more, but the thing is, the engagement and the quality of the viewers is way higher. Like, it's not just people spamming, like, chat commands to try to get into a queue to join the island. It's actually people that are there because they want to be there. So, but it's taken me like not a whole year, but it took me a long time to understand that, no, like for your gym challenge, content is content, and people want to go watch what the heck they want to go watch, and that's it. So if you're not at peace with what you're doing, don't do it. Like,
Hmm.
and that goes both ways. If you're not at peace streaming the games you want to stream now to less viewers, then you're either not streaming the right games, or with the right mindset and intent behind it. So takes the helplessness out of it a little bit, right?
Hmm.
Like, it takes the self-doubt maybe a little bit more out of it. But that's something you have to repeat to yourself all the time because there's damn metrics. And like, if there
Yeah.
weren't any damn metrics, it'd be, oh, cool. Like, the three people in chat just seem stoked. That's awesome, but we can see, yeah. And if you do want to treat it like a job, then you treat it like a job, and that means a whole lot of, but the last thing it means is daily fun. Generally, if you're going to treat it like a job, you're going to trade off a lot of fun for that. So if this is supposed to be your fun time, man, like, let it be. Let it
Yeah.
be your fun time.
Yeah.
At least for me. At least
Dude,
for me.
so wise. I appreciate that so much. That's
It's the beard.
incredible.
It's the gray hairs.
And
Gray
so
hairs in the beard.
here's why I think that's super important for the people who are going to be listening and watch this, because I know people like in our chats want to be streamers. You hear it all the time. You hear it all the time. I want to do this. This sounds great. I want to do this. And so it's
Yeah.
like, I think it's important more times than not. Like, I watched, so Ludwig had a video on like three reasons why, or 3 reasons you should stream or something like that. And one of them, like, his first one was like, you shouldn't. Like, his first one was
Oh
just
yeah, yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. You shouldn't.
yeah. And it's just like, he's
No
like,
one wants to watch you. Don't do it.
yeah,
Like, that was basically it. Yeah.
yeah. And it was so oddly, honestly enlightening, because it's like, man, I mean, like, you're he's kind of right. This crap ain't for everybody. And if and I think a really interesting term I've heard behind it is if you won't show your friends what you're streaming, or you won't tell them you're a streamer, then you shouldn't be streaming. If you're not that confident in
Yeah.
your content, then you just shouldn't do it. Like, you're either telling everybody about it or you're not telling anyone about it. And
Dude, full disclosure, no one in my exercise world knows.
no one at my
And they
job
can't
knows.
know.
Yeah.
These are moms and dads and stuff that like trust me to give them stuff, and I'm out here wearing a Pikachu hat, like with a fart redeem, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and they could understand that this is my fun time and it balances out the stress and off stress, and they get that because I've spoken it. But man, no, never, ever,
Yeah.
ever, 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 ever. And I get that. And that makes a huge difference, because if you're the same person out of stream as you are on stream, easy street, right? You're just
Yeah.
cruising.
Hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. It'd be
And
incredible.
I see, you could see that. You can see the people who are literally that person or whatever. That's their world all the time, and it does seem to flow better. So yeah, it just means more work, but sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, dang. What a great sixth question. That is the sixth level, dude. How are you feeling? You feeling all right?
I'm on top of the world.
On top of the world. You only got one
I'm
more,
flying,
man.
Jack.
One more, and
I'm flying.
you're just done with this thing. Um, so this is the seventh level. I've decided to make this a semi-permanent question because I think it is something that everyone would say differently. So
I like that.
yeah, so this is a recycled question, but I'm gonna ask multiple people this question for maybe for like the whole first season. Everyone will answer this question or something like that until I find a new one. But I really like this question,
Okay.
and it is this is it. You ready for the seventh level?
Let's do it.
Last question. Here we go.
I'm ready.
What is a
My
change?
body's ready.
What are your body's ready? Good. I need your mind ticking though. That's what we need here.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah. Okay. Seventh question. What is a change in the world you would like to see, but aren't sure you have the power to implement?
Oh man. Okay, first of all, you can edit this out. Smarpy nailed this. Holy hell, did he had it. He already knew it. Did he know it before?
No,
Tell me the truth.
it was candid. It was
Wow, he
candid.
knew it.
Yeah.
Smarpy nailed it. Holy hell. And I was like, wow, I don't have an answer for that. No. I didn't think of coming up with an answer because like I was like, I'll be so that's good.
We also just didn't know I was gonna ask it, so you had no idea. So
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna answer it this way, just because I've half had this conversation actually with a few people recently. So
mm,
I'm gonna start by saying that I have spent the last at least from an intent point of view, the last 13 years working every single day, literally every single day, to make people healthier and feel better about themselves. And that can be, perception of self. That could be how they feel, and how they feel about what they are accomplishing. And that could be exercise or nutrition changes, or just general health. When a doctor after that says that they've gotten rid of something, that they had like that, that's huge. So I've spent the last 13 years doing a thing, but I was able to do that. All right. So there's that. There's one thing I can't do. So I started by something really serious. And the one thing I can't do is there's so many dumb people, and I can't, not that it's always up to me, and I'm not just talking about nutrition. It could be a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't necessarily always have the answers, but there's so many dumb people. And I'm not talking about Twitch or anything. I'm talking about internet comments, Reddit comments, and I've had to deal with this in nutrition and exercise recommendations that people blurt out in a comment section or something. I'm like, what the heck? Like, what are you talking about? So like knowing the actual answer and then saying, no, that's ridiculous. What are you talking about? And there's ways of educating them, right? My strategy has always been just like it's fine. Like live and let live, do your thing. And that's really the way to go about it. Like, unless they ask you for your opinion, don't give it back to them. But I wish, I don't know, man. I think that there is a lack of, so here, at least for a couple of years, I do remember, and I don't think it was well taught, but we had a class called moral ethics. I don't know if you have something like that in high school.
um, well, so Oklahoma has the lowest public education rate, like in the United States, which also means we're the lowest in the
Right.
world. So, yeah, stuff like that is taught, but you don't have to take it. So,
Okay, I get it.
yeah.
So, um, I'm in Canada, so my view of the world is different, certainly from a political point of view, but all kinds of stuff. Things are different everywhere. But I do think that having early on and every year of development with not just with your parents, but like in an objective circle, which is tough because everyone's got their own opinion, but hopefully teachers can be smart, a discussion class just to get that crap out of the way. Like there's some stuff that people say, and actually now that I'm thinking of it, it does sort of tie into what Smarpy said a little bit. Like, unfortunately, yeah, I didn't even mean that, but like,
No,
there's some
yeah,
stuff that
it's fine.
people need to, and having been on Twitch for these past almost 2 years, where there are discussions of, say, uh, well, I mean, all kinds of things, acceptance, just like freaking acceptance, not even tolerance. We weren't even, we're not, we're barely at acceptance, right? Like just stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it could be actual true fact scientific stuff. It could be just how to act like a human being in society. Like Jesus, like,
Yeah.
um,
Oh yeah.
we deal with that every single stream with rando people that don't know how to talk to other human beings, especially because they're behind a keyboard and everything like that. So like I just wish, like if I could snap my fingers, then everybody could come from a place of like, I'm cool, you sort of look cool, let's be cool together. And whatever that means, that's super vague, but like whatever that means can maybe a place of peace.
Mm.
I can't snap my fingers and hope for a place of understanding. That's a little big, but at
Yeah.
least from a point of view of like, I wish everyone well. Can we like compassion? There we go.
Yeah.
Compassion.
Great word.
Because if we had that, then almost every interaction, at least, surface level, would be, at least that would be great. So, and part of that could be education. That's why I started with that, because people are too dumb. I don't know, like, it's so mean. It's not what I mean, but like, it's just easier for me to say that
No.
and
Yeah.
compartmentalize that. Like, oh, it's not their fault. They don't know better, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's whatever that means. But like, sometimes it's education. It's mostly education.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. How's that compassion? If I had, if I had the power, it would be to instantly transmit or ignite or turn on permanent, undying, and yeah, relentless compassion in every single person. If everyone had that, it would, yeah, that'd be insane.
Yeah.
But it's not something you could teach, but whatever.
It would
I
change
guess
the
it would
world.
be, yeah.
Literally change the world.
Oh, dude, yeah.
So
just for some fun interactions, at least. Nothing else.
so follow-up question on that. Do you think
Yes, please.
do you think Twitch, Discord, online gaming is counterproductive to that cause?
Ooh. Okay, so my first, I'm social media, like my first instances were not like Twitch and that stuff. It was like Facebook, right? Like if you're not in gaming, then you don't really know about Twitch. You don't care. But like, I don't think so. I think that it's. I think okay. No, I don't think it's good for it. Maybe a bit more so Twitch when you have someone's actual face in front of you that's responding to what you say. But like, if you really look at what happens, I don't think so. There's like millions of lines of comments, right, per stream of like people putting garbage or even being hateful or negative. Um, we've had to deal with human beings, well, in our own communities, Discord and otherwise, that because they're detached from the actual interaction, right? Like I'm typing something, send a message, and if they don't like it, like if I just hurt someone's feelings, I don't care, just ban me. Who cares, right? And that's actually literally, I'm almost citing a person that we've had to deal with that's just like, haha, just ban me again. Who cares? Like, and they're just being jerks all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think so. I think that you're too able to hide behind things, and the only actual punishment is getting out of that community, and so you just hop into someone else's. Like
Do it again.
you just next,
Yeah.
next, and there's actual no end game. Yeah, and you create another account if you have to. Like imagine like like the ultimate ban would be like, no matter who you are, where you are on this planet, you can never get back onto Twitch, like for whatever reason. Like that person would just go on and be a jerk somewhere else. So like maybe, I don't know, but like no, I don't think it helps, because if that same person had to interact in a real life social circle that way, there would be more tangible consequences and their behavior would change faster. So I think that probably not, unfortunately. Unfortunately. For the person receiving the stuff, like for me, I've changed because of that interaction.
Mm.
I've learned to better deal with negative
Mm.
incoming comments or things that frustrate me. Like, how the hell could you say, like, what an ignorant,
Mm.
opinion or whatever that means. So for me, yeah. So maybe for the receivee, it costs you something. Like I know that people have been hurt by streamers. I mean, have been hurt by comments and stuff like that, and have had a hard time dealing with it. But hopefully, like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, sort of thing. I hope.
Mm.
But for the senders of the dumb lack of compassion, lack of compassioners, I guess. Yeah, no, no, it's
Man.
not good for them.
man, like kind of a full circle here thing. You're basically saying everyone needs their own Mr. Bellamy, you know?
Oh,
Like,
dude.
how wild is that?
You did it. Oh my God.
It's
Yo,
it's
you just blew my mind. That is so good. You literally brought it way back. Holy crap. Yes. The answer is yes, by the way. Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
isn't that
That
wild?
one person that you think is cool is important to you, or at least, supposed to be, but then you disappoint them and you're like, oh no, what have I done? And then everything changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I wish you know, because of the consuming nature of consuming product nature of like Twitch and video games and stuff like that, like there'll just never be that level of accountability, you know? Like I think I mean, I had a super weird experience maybe a year ago in Twitch, where we had someone in multiple channels faking their identity to be this person, and everyone ended up being really compassionate about this person because they were so active and generous and kind. They were a good person. They were actually a really good person, but it turns out they never brought their alt account, which was their real person, into the thing. And then at some point they just like that real person DM'd all the streamers they were active in and said that the other person died. He said, hey, I'm a close friend of this person. I think she died last night. I think she's gone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we were like, what? But then like they started like throwing us cues to let us know that like, oh, this person's actually not ticking all the way. You know what I mean? Like saying like, don't worry, I'm gonna go over and get her Switch tomorrow. That way she'll still be active. Like I'll still be able to like, yeah. It's like basically at some point realize that if you act like this all the time, we will accept you in our communities, but was afraid to present that as themselves. So once they saw that,
perhaps,
well, so I mean, this is just a theory. Once they saw that that was the like, oh, all these channels will accept me, then all of a sudden they had to get rid of the fake so that they could be that person.
Yeah.
But like, it was just like
that the lie about it.
Yeah. And so
that's the kind of crap that just doesn't happen in real life. This is real life. That's the problem, right? It is real life. People are involved. There's emotions. There's investment.
Yeah.
But like like when a kid did that in elementary school, be like, oh yeah, my brother died and I inherited his Nintendo. It's like, oh wow. But then like, like in like the next day, this kid never had a brother. Like what is he talking about? He's lying, whatever. But that doesn't happen. And like, so you can get away with a bunch of weird stuff happens. Like that should never happen.
Yeah.
I've spent the last 2 years being like, this is the weirdest thing. What is that? How does this happen? Like, who is this person? What?
Yeah. it is so strange to think, as far as like, as what you said, just as far as we know, I mean, we all kind of like hit him with the fat band hammer and was like, this is not acceptable. But like, what's the next community they're in? Like, where are they now? Yeah. Or are they just another account still hanging out with us? You know what I mean? Like,
maybe. Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you could go as far to, ban IP ban and stuff like that. But like, it's like at that point, that's just so much, you know what I mean? So I think I really hope the world learns to have that compassion through accountability that we were just talking about. Like, I think that is a really important thing. I think there needs to be a lot more positive, not positive even in this world, just like stern, respectful, maybe stern's the wrong word, but definitely respectful influences.
I know what you mean.
For their people, for teenagers, because I think that's the kind of like you said, you weren't necessarily a bad kid, and I would find it hard to believe that a teenager that's in Twitch hanging out with people probably also isn't a bad kid. But probably, I think you put it so well very early. You said, I was just a teenager testing all the boundaries. Like, that's like such a good way to put it. I think there's a whole lot of that, but then they don't get a whole lot of the correct responses for it when they do that. They're either banned and gone, or they're like, or they just like, the streamer just laughs through it. So then all of a sudden you've set it up that this is okay. Yeah. And so I do think online culture is tough for teenagers. But so
I'm so freaking old. I don't know, and I don't want to be that old guy being like, I don't know how the kids today are gonna. I know.
I know.
It's fine. But like, Like we're so old even talking about this,
I
but
know.
like like the oldest guys, but like we're like 100 years old right now, at least 100.
Yeah.
But yeah, it poses some challenges. And the only reason they're challenges is because the feedback from, so if you do something, there's always feedback, right? Like if I smack my leg hard enough, there'll be feedback, a hurt or like a bruise or something. So if you do stuff, you get feedback. That's how it is, right? So like I don't think the feedback on at least Twitch, is necessarily is just. How's that? And yeah, and if that is your main source of social interaction, I personally do my best at least to feed into the positive stuff and to diffuse the less positive stuff, and hoping that that is a reflection of what I mean, I'm not trying to curb anyone's life, playing Mario, but like, but yeah, like yeah.
Yeah.
Old guys talking about old guy things.
100%. 100%. That's all it is. Well, Vita, man, that's it. That's 7 levels. Congratulations. You made it through. You did it. I have had such a good conversation with you. Thank you so much for all your honesty and your openness. This has been very insightful and thoughtful. I appreciate talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. Go ahead and take a second to talk about anything you got coming up, any cool events for your community, what you've been up to, what you're going to be doing. Go, just tell us what's up.
All right. So yeah. So streaming twice a week, mainly Thursday nights and Friday. So Thursdays Eastern time for what it's worth, 5 p.m. Eastern, and then Fridays anywhere I start whenever between 10 and noon. Like we end up hanging out post stream. So late that I try to get up early to start early, but like, yeah. So if ever you join Discord or something like that and you see me in a voice channel, just come in and say hi. It is currently October at the time of recording, so we're playing as many spooky games as possible, or like spooky zombie themed games, which are off brand, but that's the thing. And so a bit of variety before we lock it down, as I'm sure many a streamer or content creator, when Diamond and Pearl come out. So up until Diamond and Pearl, we're giving away 1 copy of digital download code every single week to and raffling it off on stream. So that my goal is to make sure that every single person's playing this game with me. At least I'm gonna be selfish, so it's not even selfish. I'm giving away copies. We're giving away copies every single week. So there's like currently 4 weeks left. So 4 more copies. I mean, total 6 copies. So there's that every week. You show up, we're raffling it off. Not marketing or anything like that. I just want to make sure that everyone's playing it, and I think it's really cool and fun. Currently, we're planning for the Mario Party launch. I am such a sucker for multiplayer games. Oh my god! So Mario Party's coming out, and I'm planning for a 24-hour stream for that. I've got a couple costumes that I'm trying to sort out to literally be in costume for the entire 24 hours.
Cool.
Which is going to be maybe insane. We'll see. But I do a 24-hour Mario Party stream. However, I did a 24-hour Mario Golf stream, which is ridiculous, right? Who the hell does that? I was dressed as like a Mario, basically Mario Golf, had Happy Gilmore playing on TV the whole day. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. And then Diamond Pearl, same. We're gonna go 24 hours hard on that. Other than that, it's just weekly hangouts. Like for now, nothing insane. No like crazy partner push. Just playing games. So Mario Party's coming out. Then after that, we're gonna probably have to dive into that frickin' Animal Crossing. God darn. Animal Crossing came back with like amazing update, dude. I have no choice. I gotta get back into it. It's what sort of built the channel, right? So I at least gonna try to sink in some months before Diamond Pearl. Then we're going hard. We're going hard like every week. So giveaways until then to make sure everyone can go hard with me. Which phrasing, I guess. But yeah. That's it, dude. Yeah.
All right, dude. Thank you so much. This has been awesome. Awesome. Okay. I guess goodbye, YouTube.
We did it, guys.
We did it. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the second episode of 7 Levels with Lion. I really appreciate you guys' reviews. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you like and share the video. It would really mean a lot. I really want to grow this thing. And if you guys have anyone that you think should be on this show and should try it out, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear who you have in mind. I'll reach out to them and see if we can make it happen. So other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.